Welcome back, everybody. We've got another treat for you. This is, well, today she is Wednesday from the Addams family, but on other days she's Christine, our happy cookie lady, and you would win the costume contest, lady. I love it, love it, love it. Next year you have to help me get dressed because I'm no good at this whole thing.
Oh, you're fine. Except that your cat keeps tickling my nose every time we get tickled.
Sorry about that. I know it's a lot of hat. First of all, Christine, if you don't know, makes the most wonderful cutout cookies. Now it's going to be too late for Halloween, but for
we're
the
taking
holidays,
Halloween and Christmas orders right now.
or Thanksgiving and Christmas orders.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
all
I'm
right.
sorry.
Halloween, we're
Thanksgiving
done.
and
Yes.
Christmas. Yes.
And she books up. I mean, there's a certain point where she can't take any more. So
Only so many hours in a day.
Exactly. So if you have any, you want cutout cookies this year for the holidays, Christine is your gal, or any kind of occasion. How many cookie cutters do you have?
Now it's about 600.
Wow, just a few.
Yeah, just a few.
So if you have a theme, she's got the cookie cutter for it, or she'll figure out one. Just really, really fun. You can buy your cookies where?
A Bravo, Kavarna, the Center Valley Co-op in Center Valley, and at the PAC at all the large shows.
Wonderful.
So.
And they taste delicious. They not only look great, they taste great. So now, of course, Christine's cookies are all made from scratch in her bakery, but when she comes on the show, I always am asking her to do quick, easy stuff that us real moms and dads and busy people can make at home. So this is a fun one. We're making monster toe cookies.
It was funny because whenever I go to the store now, because I'm on your show, people tend to recognize me, and here I had Nutter Butters and I had fudge stripe cookies in my cart.
I'm gonna microwave this just a little longer. It's chilled.
Okay.
I could just tell it was a little bit chilled.
What we're going to do is we're going to take about a 12-ounce bag of the white chocolate chips.
Okay.
And a little bit of green food coloring, but get either the paste or the gel, because the green and the regular food color just adds too much moisture to the white chocolate chips.
But you want it to be that creepy green.
Yeah.
You don't want it to be, well, she used, and that's the wonderful thing about
called avocado.
These gels is you can get the exact color you're looking for. How much do these cost? I've never bought them.
$2-3, but they last, a couple of drops, and then you'll have some green left for Christmas or any other.
Love it, love
thing
it.
That you might
So
be doing,
we want a creepy green gel that we've just added to. When you're adding the, now this is probably a dumb question, but no questions dumb,
No
right?
dumb questions.
When you're adding the food coloring, should you do it after you melt the chocolate, or does it matter?
After.
After,
Yeah,
okay.
it's just going to sit on top,
How's the consistency there?
That's good.
You sure?
That's good, yeah.
Okay, so when you
fine.
melt it, either in a double boiler or very, very, very carefully in the microwave.
If you find it is too thick, don't ever add water to your chocolate. Add a little bit of shortening.
Okay,
So-
good.
Because it's just going to seize up on you, and you won't have anything nice to work with at all.
So
Now,
what
these
do we-
are going to be really simple. These, any of you guys ever eat
Never
the
heard of them.
crows?
No.
Well, I love black licorice. And so when I have these in the house, which isn't very often, it's one of my favorites. But we're going to take, they're shaped like a little gumdrop.
Okay.
We're going to take those and cut them down the middle, so that just right down, so you have two halves.
And that's that creepy toenail.
That's a toenail.
Ooh.
Okay. And we're going to take Nutter Butter cookies.
Okay.
And we're going to dip them in there. I find the best way to do it is just with a fork. I don't need any fancy tools or anything like that. Get them covered really good, and then you're just going to kind of tap them to get all the excess off.
Sure smells good.
Well, maybe I do need a fancy tool. Just because I said that.
Now, if you're having people over, Christine, this weekend, you definitely want these. This has got to set up. So,
Oh yeah, probably an hour to set up.
Okay.
You could hurry it up in the refrigerator, but then you're going to take the little dot, and that's going to be on the end. Now you're going to get a little bit of excess on here, and what you want to do with that is, after it's all dried and hardened, you can just take a paring knife and pare down the sides.
When they're dried, you're saying?
When they're dried, yeah, because then it'll just flake off, and you can just kind of carve it off.
So it's a pretty thick coating on here, so these are going to taste yummy too.
And they do make the colored chips, the discs that you can get like at Creative Cakes and Marlene's and those places. Have you found a green that wasn't flavored, that would go with peanut butter?
Like a mint wouldn't be so good.
Yeah, the mint with peanut butter.
Right.
Yeah, I like mint with chocolate, but not.
But those are wonderful when it comes to melting too. So if you wanted to use those in lieu of the chocolate chip, sometimes I have a real hard time, depending on the type of chocolate chip I get, for it to melt. And I talked to Julie at Creative Cakes, and she said they're all different. Some have different oils,
butter
and things.
fats
Yeah,
and
so
things, yeah.
if you are looking for great melting, those melting discs work.
Yeah, and they're a little bit more expensive, but I think they're worth it if you can get those.
So this is fun. Okay, so now we take the little crows. I'm going to cut one in half. Separate them. Plastic wrap, is that the best thing to put them on, by the way?
Wax paper is probably
Wax
best.
paper is better? No, I've never had crows.
Do you like black licorice?
Sometimes you got to be in the mood for it. I'm more of a red licorice person, but you could do red toes. You could do
red and green.
Exactly. This is the funniest part of the whole morning is that Anne, my partner in crime here, says she actually knows people. She goes, I know a guy with toes like that. Oh.
Good thing she didn't name names.
Yeah, too funny.
I think on your shows I've used Nutter Butters several times. We've managed to make snowmen out of these. And we've made flip-flops out of these in the past, too.
Who knew? Who knew? No baking. Love it. Thank you so much, Christine.
You're welcome. Happy Halloween.
Idea. You too. You too. And have fun with the grandkids. Take some great pictures of them, will ya?
Oh, yeah.
Good deal.